How to Steal a Dog by Barbara O'Connor, Chapter 7. I studied myself in the mirror of the bathroom at McDonald's. My hair hung in greasy clumps on my forehead. Creases from the clumped-up clothes I had slept on were still etched in the side of my face. I rubbed my hands together under the water and ran my fingers through my hair. Then I used paper towels to scrub my face and arms. The rough paper left my skin red and scratched. We'd spent the weekend in that old house, and I was beginning to think I'd rather sleep in a car again. Mama had gotten some stuff at a yard sale to try and make things better. A plastic raft for us to take turns sleeping on, a radio that ran on batteries, an alarm clock, stuff like that. She even got a great big artificial plant with red and purple flowers. She had wiped the dust off the leaves with her shirt tail and set it on top of the wooden stove. I guess she thought that plant would make me glad to be there, but it didn't. If things didn't change soon, I was going to have to go back to my dog-stealing plans. That's all there was to it. The bathroom door opened and Mama stuck her head inside. "We got to go, Georgina," she said. "I can't be late for work, again." I followed her out to the car. I couldn't help but notice how her blue jeans hung all baggy, dragging on the asphalt parking lot as she walked. I guess she was getting skinnier. She had on her green handy pantry t-shirt. Her long fingers clutched a cup of coffee that sent trails of steam into the early morning air. "I'll drop y'all off at the corner," she said, climbing into the car. "Then go on up yonder to the bus stop, okay?" "Okay." I got into the back seat beside Toby and propped my feet on top of my bag of stuff. Mama had told us not to leave our things in that nasty old house, just in case. When I'd asked, just in case what, she had just flapped her hands at me and told me to stop asking so many questions. After school, she said, "You and Toby wait in the car while I work at the cleaners. Then we'll go back to the house after that. Okay?" I stuffed my notebook into my backpack. That was the day we were supposed to bring in our science projects. I didn't have mine, but I didn't even care. I'd tell Mr. White my project got lost or stolen or something. "Okay, Georgina," Mom said, craning her neck to look at me in the rearview mirror. "I guess." I stared out at the window. "What's the matter?" I shrugged. "Nothing." "Come on and tell me, Georgina," she said. "What's the matter?" I felt a wave of mad sweep over me. "Everything," I hollered, "okay? Everything's the matter." I kept my head turned toward the window, but I could feel her eyes on me. "Give me a break, okay?" she yelled into the mirror. "You're just making this hard on everybody, Miss Glum and angry. What would you like me to do? Rob a bank?" Toby giggled, and I shot him a look that wiped that grin right off his face. "Maybe you should act like a mother," I said. Mama slammed on the brakes and whipped around to glare at me. "Just what is that supposed to mean?" she said. "Mothers are supposed to take care of the kids," I said, "not just let us sleep in old houses and wash up in a bathroom at a McDonald's." Mama pressed her lips together, and I could tell she was thinking hard about what to say. But then she just sighed and turned back around. We rode in silence the rest of the way. When we got to the corner near the bus stop, I got out and slammed the door hard. "Look after Toby, okay, Georgina?" Mama called after me. "Yeah," I said. "Whatever." "Was he mad?" Luann asked as we headed toward the bus. "Nah." "What did he say?" "Nothing." "Nothing?" "I mean, nothing much." I didn't look at Luann because I knew she would know I was lying. Mr. White had said plenty. He'd said how he couldn't understand my bad attitude lately, and he was disappointed in my lack of effort recently. And then he had to go on and ask me if everything was all right at home. I had kept my eyes on the styrofoam planets dangling from a coat hanger behind him. Someone's stupid science project. "Yes, sir," I said. "Everything's fine." Then he gave me another envelope with Mr. and Mrs. Haynes written on it. Would I be sure and have my parents call him, he had said. And if he didn't hear from them, he was going to have to call the principal about the problem. Did I understand? He had said. "Yes, sir," I told him. What I didn't tell him was that my daddy was long gone, and Mama couldn't even get a place to live, and my things got thrown out in the garbage. I didn't tell him that my best friend didn't even like me anymore, and now she has a new friend. All I said to him was, "Yes, sir." I stuffed the envelope way down into my backpack and left as quick as I could. On the bus, Luann and I took our regular seats, and Lisa Thomas got on and stopped beside us. "Are you going to Girl Scouts today?" she asked Luann. She had a red t-shirt with sparkly gold glitter spelling out "Cool Chick." "Yeah, are you?" Luann said. "Yeah." Lisa flicked her ponytail behind her shoulder. "I'll see you there, okay?" "Okay." I could feel my jealousy churning around inside. Girl Scouts? I could just see Luann and Lisa there, standing side by side, working on their outdoor cooking badge, or maybe planning a visit to a nursing home. I had to drop out of Girl Scouts so I could take care of Toby after school. Besides, I couldn't even pay the dues or go on a trip to Six Flags or anything. When we got to the bus, Lisa waved at us out the window. Luann waved back, but I didn't. Toby trotted along behind us. "Want to come over to my house before Girl Scouts?" Luann said. I wanted to say yes more than anything. I just wanted to go over to the Godfreys and lie on Luann's soft pink carpet, eating graham crackers and working on one of my Girl Scout badges. "I can't," I said, and that was all. Me and Toby went on down the hill to where Mama was waiting for us in the car. I hated looking at that beetled up car with the bags of stuff all piled up in the seats. Black smoke puffed off the tailpipe, and the engine made a rattly sound. "Hey, y'all," Mama called through the window. "Look what I got." She waved the giant bag of M&Ms at us. "Hot dang!" Toby hollered, racing to the car. I yanked the door open, tossed my backpack inside, and climbed in. Toby was already ripping the candy bag open. "I don't want any," I said. Then I took my social studies book out of my backpack and pretended to read chapter 21 like I was supposed to. Mama turned around in the front seat. "Georgina," she said, "please stop making this worse than it already is." "I'm not." "You are." She got up on her knees and leaned over the seat to put her face close to mine. "It won't be much longer now, I promise," she said. "How much longer?" Mama sighed. "A few more days, maybe," she said. A few more days? She might as well have said forever. I felt the tears running down my face, and then Mama's warm hand on my cheek. "I'm sorry, sweetheart," I said. "I swear every night I pray for a miracle, but I reckon nobody's listening." "What kind of miracle?" I said. My voice sounded small and pitiful. "I don't know," she said. "Anything. Money, mostly." I nodded. "Okay, that does it," I said to myself. I was going to have to steal a dog after all. I had to. It was the only way we were ever going to get ourselves out of this mess and live like normal people. So when Mama parked the car and kissed us goodbye, I pulled out my purple notebook and read through all my dog stealing notes. I put a little check mark beside the things I had already done. When I got to the part about finding a place to hide the dog, I thumped my pencil against my knee and thought real hard. Where in the world would I hide the dog? In the woods somewhere, maybe, or even behind the Elks' Lodge, maybe in that old chicken coop out there by Foley's place. I closed my notebook and stared out the window at the folks sitting in front of the Dairy Queen across the street. Stealing a dog had seemed so easy when I first thought of it. Now it seemed like the hardest thing I'd ever done. "Georgina," Toby's voice interrupted my thoughts. "What?" "Are we going to steal the dog?" he said. "Yes," I said. "We are." "When?" "Soon." I pushed my notebook down under the clothes in my trash bag. That night, it was my turn to sleep on the plastic raft. Strips of moonlight poured through the cracks in the plywood that covered the windows and danced across the dusty wooden floor. I tried to make myself stop thinking so I could go to sleep, but my mind just wouldn't turn off. I went through my plan over and over, imagining myself with that little dog, Willie, picturing myself running with him in my arms, seeing myself hiding him someplace. But where? I threw the beach towel off of me and tiptoed over to the corner of the room where my stuff was. I took out my notebook and sat down in the beam of moonlight so I could see. I turned to step 3 of How to Steal a Dog. I wrote, April 12th. Then under that part, that said 3, figure out where you're going to hide the dog. I wrote, A. A place where you hide the dog has to be close enough so you can visit him. B. The place has to be somewhere that nobody goes to, or else they will see the dog and maybe turn him loose or call the dog pound or something. C. Try to find a place that is a nice place for a dog to be. Try to find a place that it has a roof, because what if it rains? I tried to think of some more stuff, but I guess I was too tired. My mind was finally starting to slow down and stop thinking, so I wrote, "Now you are almost ready to steal a dog," and put my notebook away. I tiptoed back over to the raft. I pulled the beach towel up under my chin, closed my eyes, and slept a deep, dreamless sleep, like I used to when I had a bed. But I bet if I'd known what was going to happen the next day, I never would have slept that good.